A substantial sentence of imprisonment is inevitable in cases such as this.
Getting justice took Vicky Crawford almost 6 years. She reported historical sexual abuse in 2018, but the trial only went ahead in March this year after being delayed 6 times.
With every hearing, like every court date, I was nervous and anxious. I had a headache, felt sick, couldn't sleep. The run up to it was awful. I had nightmares, panic attacks in the middle of the night. I'd wake up having panic attacks. Just couldn't eat. Just felt awful.
The waiting for your day in court can be as distressing as the crime itself. It is why Vicky wants to share her story.
The reason I'm waiving my anonymity is because there are thousands of people just like me, look like me, talk like me, think like me, have the same experiences that I'm having in the court system, but nobody puts a face to those people. So this is me.
A system that the Chief Inspector of the Crown Prosecution Service watchdog says is under unprecedented strain, and only bold action will break the backlog.
The Crown Prosecution Service are under the greatest pressure I've ever seen in 25 years of the existence of the Inspectorate. And actually the thing that worries me more is I can't see an end to it. I can only see an increasing backlog. So something has to happen, but that something has to probably be radical.
What does a radical look like? You mentioned radical solutions.
Radical could be anything from removing the right of election to jury trial. It could be looking at an intermediate court between the Magistrates' Court and the Crown Court. You know, radical could literally mean changing the way that we look at the criminal justice system.
And reform like this isn't off the table, as the government considers a justice overhaul being led by former High Court Judge Sir Brian Leveson. In a once-in-a-generation review of the court system in England and Wales, offences could be reclassified and moved to the magistrates' courts. When offences are too serious for the magistrates but not serious enough for Crown courts like this one, we could see the introduction of new intermediate courts made up of a judge and magistrates. It may mean an end to jury trials for some offences, a solution the Chief Inspector would support.
If you did that and took out 20 or 30,000 cases out of a backlog and there still has to be a court, but you could start moving cases and having a simplest cases magistrate court, more serious cases with probably a judge and 2 lay members in an intermediate court, and then Crown Court reserved for the most serious offences, rape, murder, manslaughter, the terrorism. That is radical. That would solve the problem.
A drastic shake-up of the system that for many can't come soon enough. But to resolve it, they may need to be radical. Ashna Hurynag, Sky News.